Hey, and welcome to this video on how we can make the most out of using your iPad both at home and in the classroom. So let's not waste any more time and jump into this quick tip. In this video, we're going to take a look at how you can support learners by using some of the tools within the iPad if they are using the iPad at home to develop their learning. In this example, let's imagine your school has sent through an activity sheet for your child to utilise. There's a couple of things that you could do. Obviously, you could print this out and have the student fill it in, or you could use this as a screen for the student to be able to copy the answers down in their own book. But let's look at how we can actually make this a little bit more accessible to the learner. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to take a screenshot of this document. To do that on your device, there is a physical button on the front of the device and the on-off button at the top. And if you hold them at the same time, you'll see a screen flash like this, and you'll have access to this as a screenshot. Now on your iPad, what you can now do is utilizing the pen tool, which you'll see is this little circle at the bottom here. You can access a whole host of tools. We can change the color of the pens, we can use highlighters, etc. But in this simple example, all we're simply going to do is utilize the pen tool to be able to write directly on the screen so that we can write our answers. Now this saves you a lot of time and money in terms of printing things out, etc. And simply when you've completed the task, you can simply tap done. And this will save that piece of work onto your device, or you can share it directly back to the school, depending on how it's been shared with you, obviously through Teams or Classroom or Seesaw or Showbie or any of those other tools that schools are using at the moment in order to get the work to you. Even email it if you need to just email it back to the teacher. When I tap done on the device, I can also save this to my photos so that I can keep a record of it for my own work, or I can simply just delete that screenshot. So there we go. A nice simple way to be able to utilize the power of the iPad to save on printing time and give a little bit of a different way for your learners to access the work on their device. Now let's take a look at another way that we can do this, because just having the ability to write on the screen is one thing, but specifically for maths, we also want to know what the student is thinking at the time. Now on your device, you also have the ability to do a screen record. So I'm going to take that screenshot again, and I'm going to tap on that. But this time on my device, what I'm going to do is turn on the option of screen record. To do that, I swipe from off the screen to on the screen on the top right, which brings in my control center. Now where you'll see at the moment I have the red flashing dot, that's what you need to be able to turn on to be able to record both the video and the audio of what you're doing. It's how I'm making this video at the moment, hence why mine is recording. If I want to record the audio, I tap and hold, and I'll have the option to turn on the microphone. If I just want to record the video, I just simply tap it once. When I've recorded this, it will then record everything I do as well as everything I say, which actually provides the teacher with a richer learning experience from the student. In this case, it's very simple mathematics, but in other instances, you might want to share with the teacher the whole process of how you got to that endpoint. Now you can do this either on worksheets similar to this, or you can do this just as a blank note on notes. So let's take a look at that now. Notes is a great app on your device that you can utilize in order to create very, very simple documentation. Again, I'll just quickly search for that. Tap on notes. I'm going to start a new note. And again, you'll see that I have the option down here of a drawing tool. So I'm going to tap on that. I have those same pen tools that we had before. You'll see that I'm recording at the top, but if you're not yet recording, you can tap on record. And now I can simply show my knowledge and understanding of something. In this case, let's have a look at some algebra. So 2a plus 3 equals 7. And I'd like to share with my teacher how I work this out. So I might use a grid over here, which starts to help me balance things out. One way that children are shown how to separate algebra into its component parts. Then I can show my whole working out. I can say, I've removed the 3 and I've taken that off this side and I've taken that off this side, which leaves that as a 4. And all of my working out is there as a video. So I now know that 2a is 4. So I know that 1a is 2. So rather than just having the answer, I've recorded the whole of this sequence and I've recorded my voice. Now, sending that back to your teacher will allow them to be able to take a greater understanding of what your child has developed in terms of their knowledge of the thing that they're doing. Simply at the end, you tap on the red record button at the top, you record that to your device, and again, you can simply share that back to the teacher in a way similar through Teams or Google Classroom or whatever methods that the school is using at the moment. So there we go, just some built-in tools on the iPad that can help you give access to your student, your child, and how they can access sharing that back to their teacher to show a deeper understanding of their learning.